Sports Day by Alison Pennington. The nerves began for Sports Day about a week before. I'd get all worried, couldn't sleep, it scared me to the core, and I was good at sports, which only added to the pressure. I loved it, but I hated it in pretty equal measure. In early days of primary school, I really ought to mention, we'd have a practice days before, just to add a bit more tension. For those non-sporty kids back then, it must have been a day they'd rather not take part in. I think some stayed away. I remember feeling just the same when it came to doing sums, with tummy aches and feeling sick. It really wasn't fun. I felt so lost and helpless, but always tried my best. It was okay up to fractions. From there, just one big stress. So Sports Day then would finally come, with fighting talk and smiles. We'd trundle off down to the wreck inside our crocodiles, in shorts and t-shirts, clean and bright, black pumps upon our feet, and team bands round our shoulders, for the moment, clean and neat. We sat there in our classes on the fragrant summer grass, each teacher standing with their own loudly cheering class. Cross-legged like a Buddha, your back a little bent. After a while, it really ached, but that's just the way it went. The lanes were ready, all chalked up, above us bunting hung. The atmosphere was ramping up, bathed in the summer sun, as friends and family wandered in to cheer their loved ones on, each bringing with them deck chairs or rugs to sit upon. It was meant to be a social thing with camaraderie, to build cohesion with your peers, sense of community. To me, it didn't feel like that, with others there to beat. I only felt the nervousness of having to compete. Our head, then Mr. Sheldon, came to kick off the proceedings, a megaphone pressed to his lips to broadcast forth his greetings. In those days, the pavilion would be decked with many toys, all prizes for the chosen ones, the sporty girls and boys. What happened to the children then, who didn't win a thing? Did they get some kind of prize, or were they left to feel the sting of failure? I hope they weren't just left alone with fragile egos shattered, 'cause children always need to know they're special and they matter. Some other village characters were always in attendance, the vicar and his lady wife, who gave out all the presents. The Rev and Mrs. Walser lived at the vicarage, mild-mannered, friendly, always gracious, their aim to serve and give. And Mr. Freeman from the pub would start us with a gun, which rarely worked the first time, but most of us would run, then be brought back, all out of breath with little in reserve, which didn't help to calm us down or ease our jangling nerves. And so began the first race, which was usually a sprint. Most made it to the finish line, but many often didn't. A fall for some, or just too busy waving at their mum, meant that their minds were somewhere else and they forgot to run. The sack race needed special skills to move along the track. Some children never got the hang of movement in that sack. Successful kids had toes in corners, did a special kind of run, 'cause jumping never moved you forward. Tiptoes always won. In those days, sacks were rough and real. Farm ones held potatoes, left scratchy rashes on our legs. The plastic ones came later. At some point, the wheelbarrow race would generally come to pass. Those who were the barrow usually face down, eating grass. And similarly, the three-legged race would topple one or two, a knot of writhing limbs save the coordinated few. The children's cheers were deafening as each new race went by. Wind whispered through the gentle trees, warm sun in summer sky. Occasional cars parked down the road, but few and far between. No fumes, no car noise ringing round, just hillsides full of green. The egg and spoon race, now that was fun. Boiled egg on metal spoon, with many cheating thumbs on eggs concealed that afternoon. Then, somewhere around halfway through, a bright white sunny gleam as Hawley's van drove through the gates, delivering the ice cream. The skipping race meant tangled ropes and knots around your feet. You had to get your rhythm right, so to evade defeat. And as the day came to a close on such a lovely time, the tiny tots would dilly-dally to the finished line. From there would be the parents' race, for me the worst of all. Would my parents beat the rest? Or horror, would they fall? We used to have a real good laugh at parental running styles. My mum a skip, my dad full charge. Even now it makes me smile. The pièce de la résistance, the famous tug of war. A show of strength which ended in a heap upon the floor. There would be future sports days, but these ones were the best. The later ones brought much more angst to win and to impress. But memories give us access to those special early days of innocence and love which disappeared into the haze of being adults, rules and stress, responsibility. So, use your childhood. Live for now and with simplicity.